would you consider pardoning him?
Well, he was essentially, I guess, sort of half innocent.
Yes.
I don't know what they do. He's still in jail or something. But
Yep.
He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of that relationship busted up.
I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great, and seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well.
I read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden, you know.
But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
And
yes.
it's hard, you know.
And you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country.
Donald Trump has made one thing crystal clear. Sean Diddy Combs isn't getting a presidential lifeline. No quiet deal, no behind-the-scenes favor, no last-minute pardon to save him from what's coming. For a man who once seemed untouchable in music and nightlife, the reality is starting to sink in. Diddy is staring down a prison sentence that could be harsher than anyone first imagined. The question now isn't if he's going to serve serious time, it's how much. And with Trump publicly shutting the door, prosecutors digging in, and the judge feeling the heat to make an example out of him, the road ahead looks brutal. What happened between these two power players? And why has Diddy's best hope for mercy just evaporated in plain sight? The turning point came the moment prosecutors laid out their full case in court. Witnesses, sealed evidence, and years of alleged misconduct painted a picture so damaging that even Diddy's star power couldn't shield him. Federal agents had been building this file for months, but when the details finally hit the courtroom, it became clear. This wasn't going to be a slap-on-the-wrist situation. Trump's stance hardened almost overnight. Insiders say he saw the evidence summaries, the public backlash, and the headlines stacking up, and decided there was no political upside to stepping in. Pardoning Diddy would mean aligning himself with a case already viewed as toxic in the media. And for Trump, image is everything, especially heading into another heated election cycle. The message from the prosecution was just as loud. No leniency, no exceptions. They've been pushing for sentencing that sends a warning shot to the entire entertainment industry. The combination of political distance and legal aggression has left Diddy cornered, with fewer allies and fewer options by the day. At one point, Donald Trump actually considered Diddy very friendly. Early in Trump's political rise, there were moments when the two seemed to share mutual respect. Diddy, a major figure in music and culture, had the kind of influence Trump knew could be valuable. Back then, it wasn't unthinkable that Trump might have considered offering some form of clemency or support if things went south for the rapper. But everything changed during Trump's campaigns. Diddy didn't hold back his criticism. He openly slammed Trump, calling him divisive and controversial. Those harsh words weren't just political jabs. They struck a personal chord. For Trump, who prides himself on loyalty and personal relationships, Diddy's vocal opposition felt like a betrayal. That history of public hostility transformed what might have been a straightforward pardon into a deeply emotional and complicated decision. Trump himself has been candid about this. In private and on record, he said that a pardon for Diddy is more likely a no than a yes. The bitterness and distrust from past clashes aren't just background noise. They actively cloud his judgment. It's not just about the legal case anymore. It's about personal grudges and political calculation intertwining. Trump's reluctance isn't purely strategic. It's also emotional. Shaped by years of back-and-forth criticism and public battles that have left the relationship damaged beyond repair. This personal history makes it nearly impossible for Trump to step in and grant leniency, even if political allies might suggest otherwise. For Trump, the past hostility isn't something he can overlook or forgive easily. It's a barrier that keeps him firmly from offering any pardon. This emotional and political hostility is why Diddy's chances of escaping a harsher sentence are slipping further away every day. There has been a lot of buzz and speculation about whether Diddy's team has been actively seeking a presidential pardon from Donald Trump. According to several insider reports, parts of Diddy's inner circle quietly reached out to the White House, hoping to explore the possibility of clemency. These attempts were reportedly aimed at opening a back channel to influence Trump's decision, considering the high stakes involved in Diddy's legal troubles. However, when it comes to official confirmation, the story takes a very different turn. Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has publicly denied that any formal pardon discussions have taken place. He emphasized that he himself has not spoken to anyone connected directly to Trump or his administration about a pardon. This denial suggests that while some members of Diddy's team might have made informal inquiries, no official or authorized pardon negotiations have been initiated from the legal side. This discrepancy between the informal outreach and the lack of formal legal engagement underscores the complex reality behind the headlines. It's clear that rumors of a pardon swirl in the media, but the legal framework and actual processes remain far from those rumors. The White House, meanwhile, has remained tight-lipped, neither confirming nor denying any such requests, adding to the murky atmosphere surrounding Diddy's potential clemency. Ultimately, this section highlights the gap between public speculation and the hard facts of legal negotiations. While hope for a pardon may exist in certain circles, the reality, as reflected by Diddy's own legal team, is that nothing concrete is happening yet, and the path to clemency is far from guaranteed, with the reality settling in that a pardon from Trump is highly unlikely, and no relief through bail or clemency on the horizon. The pressure on the judge handling Diddy's case has increased dramatically. In today's climate, judges are often acutely aware of the social and political implications surrounding high-profile cases. This means the courtroom doesn't operate in a vacuum. Public opinion, media coverage, and political signals can all weigh heavily on judicial decisions. Trump's very public refusal to even consider pardoning Diddy sends a clear message to the judicial system. Leniency toward the rapper would not be politically popular. This stance is significant because it effectively removes any political cover that might have softened sentencing. Judges, sensitive to these pressures, may feel compelled to impose a harsher sentence to show they are taking the case seriously and responding to public demands for accountability. Moreover, Diddy's ongoing criticisms of Trump and the political establishment have arguably hardened attitudes against him, adding fuel to the fire. The environment is charged, and the judge might see a tough sentence as necessary both to maintain order and to align with the current political climate. In short, without the safety net of a pardon or bail, the stakes have risen sharply. The legal consequences for Diddy could be far more severe than originally anticipated, as political and social pressures push the court toward a stricter punishment. This could mark a turning point in the case, where the sentence reflects not just the facts, but also the complex interplay of politics and public perception. It's important to highlight that Donald Trump has shown a willingness to grant clemency to several high-profile celebrities in the past, such as Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. Both of these figures received pardons or commutations during Trump's administration, often framed around arguments about fairness, second chances, or legal inconsistencies in their cases. Yet, despite similar circumstances and public pressure, Diddy remains conspicuously excluded from this list of beneficiaries. This glaring omission suggests that the decision not to pardon him isn't primarily based on the legal merits of his case. Instead, it hints at a deeper, more personal reason behind the refusal, a kind of political or emotional animus. Trump once regarded Diddy as very friendly, but that relationship changed drastically after Diddy openly criticized Trump during his campaigns. That personal history seems to have created a lasting rift, influencing Trump's unwillingness to intervene on Diddy's behalf, even when other celebrities with comparable legal troubles received clemency. In essence, while other celebrities have been given a chance at leniency, Diddy's situation reveals how personal grievances and political hostility can shape the fate of high-profile cases, turning what might have been a routine pardon into a highly charged politicized decision. This contrast sheds light on why Diddy faces a tougher path and why his sentence may ultimately be harsher. The stakes couldn't be higher. With no pardon on the horizon, bail denied, and mounting tension around the case, Diddy's fate now hangs in the balance like never before. The October 3rd sentencing date looms large, and everyone is wondering, could there still be a wild twist that changes everything? Will legal appeals come through at the last minute? Could unexpected influencers, powerful figures behind the scenes, step in to sway the outcome? Or will public pressure and media attention build so intensely that the judge is forced to reconsider? Every angle is being watched closely. This isn't just another celebrity case. It's a high-stakes drama filled with uncertainty, political undercurrents, and personal grudges. As the countdown continues, one thing's clear: the final decision will send shockwaves far beyond the courtroom. What happens next could redefine not only Diddy's future, but also the broader conversation about power, justice, and influence in America. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over.